Oh, that's how I know. That's how I know we're live. How's it going? How you been? How's your
Good.
summer's over?
Yeah. Coming at
Fall.
you live from Burning Man. No, not really. Um,
Well, I'm
um,
excited to talk to you, man, today about Flux, which is kind of this new hot image generator that's taking the world by storm here. Let's see if I can adjust my screen. There we go. So Flux, have you heard, is this kind of come across your radar too in terms of image generation? Have you heard about these guys?
I've seen a medium working
Yeah.
so little with image generation. I haven't dug into it. I'm excited
Yeah.
you're about to, though. You're going to get me up to speed, right?
Yeah, you're gonna like
Right.
this. So Flux, one of the biggest issues when you're generating any images is one is getting text. And I know you've experienced it with DALL-E, right? It's
Sure.
not great.
Yeah.
It's not good. You
That's
just kind of
somehow, yeah, I'd say it's terrible most times.
right? Yeah, you kind of do, you can try over and over again, but it never quite gets it right. So one of the big things about Flux is that it really does text generation really well. Which you think would be pretty easy for an AI model to put a simple, like if you instruct it explicitly to label it a certain way, but for some reason, Mid-Journey, all these guys, they can't do it. And so Flux has kind of come onto the scene, and there's a bunch of things that went viral with like they had like a TED talk, and they were posting. Maybe you saw that on Medium. It was like, this girl isn't real, and so they've maybe maybe we see that picture here, but you could see just a sampling on the website. It looks Mid-Journey esque, but yeah, the big two value adds are one, text is better. You can see right here like that in pixels dance, AI craft will rise, transforming visions through machine eyes. Like it's got the plane right, it's got the dimension right on the chalkboard, which it seems easy, but it's a really hard thing to do. And the other thing that a lot of people are shouting about is that it's good with hands. So if you've ever made any of these images, right? You look and it's like, oh, like that guy has like 7 fingers. Like it's always a dead giveaway. So Flux is really promising. So there are different models. There's the Pro model. There's a Dev model. There's Schnell. These guys are German, so that's why you have the Schnell, which means fast. I think it's my bad German accent, but so Flux is a really, really cool, new tool that we're gonna explore today. That was pretty good. What do you think? How's my German accent?
About as good as the Bear Jews.
uh,
Margariti, but oh no, good, good.
well, let me show you. So there are two. There's one tool that I wanted to show today. Let's go back here, called RunComfy. And RunComfy is really a really interesting place, I think, if you want to get really into using Flux and some of the latest models. What RunComfy does is it uses this comfy UI interface, which you can see here, which is kind of like a node-based architecture, and it looks crazy, but you kind of feel like a badass already. Like, wow, like look at this complicated thing that has all these nodes and connections. And it can be a bit challenging at first. There's lots of YouTube tutorials that can kind of give you a sense of how to do it. And so Flux is one of the options you could do, but you can use lots of different models. If you guys have ever seen Civet AI, they have like a lot of different models that you can use. And so Comfy UI basically is a node-based architecture. So you build this flow and you watch it as it kind of develops the picture. And it's really helpful. So RunComfy, what I really like about this platform is that it gives you all of these different Comfy UI workflows, right? So a lot of these are Flux, you can see here, because that's kind of, oh, right here, this was the image. I don't know if you can see that, of this woman here. Let's see, let's view the
She
details.
is not real.
That was the one that kind of went viral, like these images of like a TED talk, and they actually did a video. So you can see here all of these different tools, live portrait, right? You could take another video you make a source video that you upload into this workflow, and then it's going to match the video that you want to change with the face that you're creating. So you can kind of see, and all of these things are, there's so many novel tools. And another great thing about Comfy UI, RunComfy in particular, is that they constantly update the models, because I have a Mac and I try to install some of these things, and you got to install automatic level 11, and then there are all these errors and stuff like that. So RunComfy is a really great way to avoid a lot of those installation errors, and you can run these flows virtually through the RunComfy website and interface. So this is an example. This is one that we did before. I won't do it live because it'll just take a little while to generate. But you can see here, this is a simple Flux generation where you upload your source photo that you want as inspiration. And then if I zoom in here, you can see this is where you're going to do the prompt, right? Right here, which is, create a photorealistic image of a beautiful woman around a pool with a big sign that has glowing green text that says Flux IP adapter. Now, if I did this in Midjourney, I could try that, and I'll do that right now. And I'm going to compare. I'm going to just fire that off while we're waiting, and we'll see what happens. But let's compare what Midjourney does with that with what Flux was able to generate, which is a pretty good combination of that source image that we gave, but Flux IP adapter, clearly readable. And so this is a really great tool to be able to do that. While I'm going to try this on Midjourney just for fun, and let's see what happens.
You're slightly off screen with the Discord.
With the Discord, okay, let me bring it back. Can you see it now?
There we go.
Oh, there we go. Okay. You can see my previous my previous image generations. Human wearing hyper realistic dog paw. This is what this was Midjourney. Let me find. I'll show you one. Let's see. Can you see that?
Yep.
So this was Flux, right? So when I'm giving that same prompt to Midjourney, I'm getting this like just weird doggish. I don't know. It's fine, but it's not really what I was looking for. But Flux, pretty much on first or second try, nailed it. I wanted a guy digging with dog paw hands, and so I'm already kind of I've really just dabbling with Flux already. I've been impressed at how quickly I'm getting results. All right, so let's look at. All right, Midjourney. It's pretty good.
Better than I expected.
Better than I expected as well. So clearly Flux has them improving this, because normally I would expect really poor. Poor. I mean, I don't know. There's some weird stuff going on, like always.
Not great, but better than expected.
Better than expected, indeed. So I would definitely check out RunComfy, give it a look, and then check out all of these workflows. Now, one of the things that we were just talking about before we went live was I only have 32 gigs of RAM on a Mac. Ken, what are you rocking? What's your RAM? How big's your RAM, bro?
192 gigabytes. Yeah. So Matt claims I'd just fly through these. I'm prone to believe him. I hope so. But yeah, it's 192 gigs of registered RAM, a 4090 GPU, and 32 cores of Threadripper power. So it's quite substantial.
So so one of the things that I ran into when I, immediately I was like, oh, I want to do like the hardest, most intensive thing. So I think I did this one, this reactor fast face swap. And I was like, oh, I'm going to take Trump. And it was like a couple in bed, like giving each other a sweet kiss. And I was like, I'm going to put Trump's face on one and Kamala's face on the other. And I'm going to generate this really cute, like we can all just get along. But this is a very intensive node, and my computer couldn't handle it. So just, there is fair warning here that you're going to see a lot of workflows that, depending on your RAM setup, may still be beyond the capability of your computer. There is a lot of it that's done on their virtual machine, but you still need some local horsepower. So, somebody like Ken with thread ripping 100 and blah, blah, blah gigabytes, you might be able to jump in and do some sick stuff right away. So that's something. But it's a good kind of transition into another option. If you look at RunComfy and you're like, this is just nuts. Like, I can't. Like, I'm looking at this and it makes me want to vomit. Another option is Perplexity. And so on Perplexity, they give you a few different options for your image generator. And they recently added Flux One. They have Stable Diffusion, Dolly, and they have their own proprietary playground one. And so Flux One is an option. There's a weird hack. If you do have Perplexity Pro, you need to adopt this unique construction in order to generate photos. So you have to say, and let's just do this. Let's try. Ken, just give me
No, I was curious in your prompting, so I'm glad you're going over this.
What would you what is there a picture, an image? I feel like a magician at a show. Is there something you'd like to see? Would you like me to manifest something? Give me an image.
We should do something with the Bill from Schoolhouse Rock, probably. I don't know. You remember who I'm talking about? The I'm just a Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah. The how would I even describe that though? Why do I pick these things?
I could say like an animated
an animated
what is it? Anthropomorphic Constitution,
Ooh.
U.S. Constitution. I mean, this is
yeah. U.S. Constitution standing gleefully on the steps of Capitol Hill.
Okay. So
with, oh gosh,
with Perplexity, you have to tell it, repeat this prompt, and you also, if you have you need Perplexity Pro to access this feature, but you want to select writing, and then it will just repeat the prompt, and then you click generate image. And then it'll give you four different options: painting, photograph, or illustration. What I haven't done illustration or painting. You wanted to keep the Schoolhouse Rock? You wanted
my gut told me illustration, so
illustration. All right, let's try it out. And let's see what we get here. So okay. I mean, not bad. That's not bad.
That's about what I was looking for, right? You're a towel.
I'm just a Bill. Yeah, so this is a good example of, if you look at the RunComfy and that's just a little bit past, Perplexity has a really nice interface where it says I got to look into this on the Discord because they said, I think you get 50 a day. Right now, when I hover over, I've only got 9 left, but I did go crazy yesterday, so maybe it's going to like reset. But you can see if you use Pro, you can just do that. And if I want to generate another image, I just click it again. If I don't like this one, I don't have to repeat the prompt and go through. I just click generate image again, and it'll just start to add on to these. But like I said, I had, a lot of, I just thought a lot of the ones that I was generating yesterday, I was getting exactly what I wanted pretty quickly. Like this guy, I just thought was
that
fantastic. One's good. And this was another one, and it was like it was getting there a lot faster in a more hyper realistic fashion. So yeah, that's kind of I think an overview of these of how to get into Flux, and I'm bullish on it. I love Midjourney. I think it's great. But I do think Flux is worth considering if you're trying to generate original images.
Honestly, before we went live, the one thing I was really talking to you about was my girlfriend was doing some work with an image she needed, and I recognized just how useless I am in regards to image generation. And it's because I was never felt like I had much control over it, so I didn't actually spend much time on it. But just looking at Comfy, right? It's you truly are now at a point where you can get more control over your image generation. And it's a lot less about kind of luck of the draw or endless regenerates. So thinking about that, like I'm gonna go steal your idea and I'll text it over to you today about Kamala
Oh,
and
sweet. I'll
Trump in
send you the
bed
video
giving
if you
some
need a
kisses.
video. I got,
Yeah,
I
send me what you got. Instantly I'm like, yeah, that's where I want to start.
yeah, you just want to do the coolest thing, right? It's like I don't want to
Oh
generate
yeah, no,
images. I want to
just
like,
something goofy, man.
yeah,
But yeah, it's looking at that the control you have over it is getting just much more intricate, and like I actually feel like you have some real control over forming your images. So like I'm gonna call that a huge step forward as far as I'm concerned.
oh, well, I'm excited to see what your RAM can do. And, you can tell your girlfriend, it's like, look, I may not have a lot to offer, but I do have a lot of RAM.
Oh yeah, I
That's,
mean,
you know,
she paid $20 on Fiverr for something I now realize, like, had I known this was a thing, we could have done very quickly, right?
totally.
It's yeah, that's, and I imagine somebody was using something very similar. I just didn't recognize it exists because I'm so far down the rabbit hole of automation and things
Yep.
like that that this is left field to me right now. But
Totally.
yeah, I'm gonna lose some time today playing with this. So I either hate you or I appreciate you, Matt. But
Well, check back in, I guess, and we'll post some of the crazy things that Ken can create on Run Comfy, and obviously, feel free to ping us with any questions on this, and we'll continue to update. And we've also got a lot of people really loved the last live where we had a call in from Hank from King of the Hill, and we're cooking something else up that's very timely that I think everyone's gonna enjoy. So stay tuned on that. We're gonna blow some minds.
good stuff, man. Oh, as always.
Good to talk to you, man. All right, well, another day, another dollar. We'll get back to the AI crunch, and we will talk to all of you later. Take care, Ken, man.
I'll see you,
All
Bob.
right, time.
Bye.
Bye.